Welcome everyone to this explainer. Imagine a world where the most critical decisions aren't actually made by us, but by machines. A world where cameras don't just record what you're doing, but they actually understand who you are and what you're feeling. I mean, think about it. Artificial intelligence is suddenly just everywhere. It's in our hospitals diagnosing illnesses. It's managing massive global banking systems, and it's even making its way onto the battlefield. So today, we're going to look really closely at the data and explore the ultimate question of our era. Is this technology going to be our absolute greatest tool, elevating human civilization to the next level? Or is it going to be our downfall? Okay, let's dive right into this. It's a pretty stark question, right? Is AI the biggest threat to humans? When you start hearing warnings from literally the smartest minds on the planet about a piece of tech that we interact with every single day, well, we have to pause and ask, what exactly is at stake here? And the stakes have genuinely never been higher. We're talking about massive, fundamental shifts in how our society operates, how we work, and honestly, how we protect our very identities. So, to make sense of all this without getting overwhelmed, we're going to unpack 5 key areas today. First, what exactly is AI? Second, its impact on white-collar jobs. Third, the privacy and surveillance threat. Fourth, the wild world of deepfakes. And finally, the future. Is it human or is it machine? Let's kick things off with Section 1. What exactly is AI? Artificial intelligence is, at its core, technology that gives machines the ability to think, learn, and make decisions like humans. And it is absolutely crucial to understand that this is no longer just some sci-fi concept from a Hollywood blockbuster. It's a highly functional reality right now. It doesn't just blindly follow a static set of coded instructions anymore. It actually learns from data, it adapts on the fly, and it makes choices. In fact, you probably interact with AI dozens of times before you even pour your morning coffee. When your phone unlocks just by looking at your face, when YouTube perfectly suggests the exact video you want to watch next, when Google Maps dynamically reroutes you around that massive traffic jam, or when you get a surprisingly human response from a customer service chatbot, that is all AI working in the background. But here's the catch. It's rapidly moving from these helpful little everyday conveniences into much more complex, incredibly high-stakes territories like global business and modern warfare. Which brings us to Section 2, the impact on white-collar jobs. Seriously, what happens when machines stop doing just the heavy physical lifting and start doing the heavy cognitive thinking? Look at the Industrial Revolution. Back then, machines replaced muscle. They took over the physical labor, which, sure, drastically changed the workforce, but it eventually created entirely new types of industry. The AI revolution, though, it's entirely different. AI is replacing the mind. It's directly targeting cognitive labor. This represents a massive historical shift because it directly threatens the livelihoods of white-collar professionals who always kind of thought their intellect made them totally immune to automation. According to reports from organizations like the World Economic Forum, the jobs facing AI automation are exactly the ones that require creativity and analytical thought. We're talking content writing, graphic design, writing complex software code, handling nuanced customer support, editing videos, and remarkably, even analyzing medical reports. AI isn't just learning these tasks, it's performing them instantly and at a highly competent level that we once confidently believed only a human brain could handle. Let's just look at the stark math behind this for a second. Imagine a company that currently employs 100 people. Now, if they implement an advanced AI system that allows just 10 people to manage that exact same workload, well, that leaves 90 people out of a job. 90 people suddenly wondering what their next career move is going to be. Now, to be perfectly objective here, history does show us that new technology also creates opportunities. We're already seeing entirely new roles pop up, like AI prompt engineers or machine learning experts. But for your traditional white-collar worker, this transition is going to be incredibly disruptive. Moving on to Section 3, the growing privacy and surveillance threat. What if the real threat isn't just to our paychecks, but to our personal, private lives? Here's exactly how the current digital ecosystem operates. Step 1, social media platforms and apps quietly track your online activity, what you watch, who you talk to, where you go. Step 2, AI systems instantly analyze all that user behavior to build a deeply accurate, honestly kind of scary, psychological profile of you. And Step 3, this data is then used for hyper-targeted ads, or worse, continuous surveillance. It's just this endless loop of tracking and analyzing, and it's happening at a massive scale every single second of the day. But it gets wilder, because this tracking is escaping the digital world and entering the physical one. We are now seeing the widespread deployment of AI surveillance systems. These are networks of cameras equipped with facial recognition that don't just passively record a crowd. No, they actively identify individuals and log their activities in real time. It really threatens the very concept of anonymity and privacy in our public spaces. All right, Section 4, Deepfakes, Truth or Lie. So what is a deepfake? It's AI technology that creates hyper-realistic, completely fake videos of a person's face and voice, and it often requires just a tiny 3-second audio sample to clone someone perfectly. It can literally make someone appear to say or do something, well, actually, scratch that. It can make them look and sound completely authentic while doing things they never did. The output is getting so incredibly advanced that distinguishing between the truth and a total lie is becoming nearly impossible for the average viewer. The source material highlights how easily this can be weaponized to spread fake news, destroy personal reputations, or even improperly influence democratic elections. I want you to take a moment and just reflect on this question. What do we trust? Because if video and audio evidence can no longer be believed, the entire foundation of how we consume information just crumbles. This isn't some distant theoretical problem for the future. The inability to trust our own eyes and ears might actually be the most dangerous, immediate threat we face on the internet today. And that brings us to our final section. The future. Human or machine? We've looked at the present, but what happens when we look ahead to AGI, artificial general intelligence? That's where a machine isn't just trained for one specific task, but can actually learn and understand literally anything a human can. We have to take these warnings seriously. Legendary theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking famously warned the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. And similarly, tech leaders like Elon Musk have compared the unchecked development of AI to handling nuclear weapons. These aren't just sensational headlines meant to grab clicks. They are genuine expressions of existential risk from people who deeply, deeply understand the trajectory of this technology. But the source material is very clear that we are not helpless in this. Here is exactly what we must do to navigate this shift. First, we have to understand and learn the new tech. Fear usually just comes from ignorance, right? Second, we absolutely must enact strict, globally recognized government laws regulating data privacy, deepfakes, and autonomous AI weapons. And finally, we need to strengthen what makes us human: our creativity, our emotional intelligence, and our critical thinking. Remember, at the end of the day, AI is ultimately a tool. It currently relies on human electricity, human data servers, and most importantly, human programming. So, I want to leave you with this final, empowering thought. Machines won't decide this. Humans will. Technology has always been powerful, right? From the discovery of fire all the way to the splitting of the atom. The ultimate variable isn't the machine, it's our intention. Will we use AI to solve our greatest global challenges, or will greed and a lack of foresight turn it into our greatest threat? That choice is entirely up to us. I would absolutely love to hear your perspective on this, so please share your thoughts on what you think the future holds. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.